Hey, what's going on guys? In this video we're going to look at the best gaming keyboard for 50 bucks or below that. So I've seen a lot of gamers asking which keyboard to pick up at 50 bucks, and there are a ton of keyboards available at this price point. Most of them, however, are not that exciting, and they typically don't really offer any extra features that even comes close to what the more expensive boards have. Now what am I talking about here? Well, let's take Razer Synosa Chroma for example, which is a pretty good budget keyboard. It comes in at 44 bucks currently, and it's got a pretty good quality feeling to it. It is nothing extraordinary, and you're not going to get blown away here, but for what it costs, it is far from the worst we've ever seen here. And in terms of build quality, yes, it's plastic, but it's pretty high-end plastic, if you get what I mean. Now with Razer Synosa, you're also getting Razer Chroma Lightning, and Razer is very good when it comes to RGB lighting. Chroma Lightning is very vivid and rich, and it looks very good, but that's pretty much all that the Synosa offers. There is no mechanical switches here, no palm rest, no media keys or dedicated buttons here. That makes this keyboard more appealing, and for the most part at 50 bucks you typically don't get that, as mechanical switches or semi-mechanical switches has a higher price tag. Now don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with Synosa. For what it costs, it's really not that bad. It's a black keyboard with basic membrane switches with Chroma Lightning added and a Razer logo for $45, and that's typically what you're getting for $50. Now if you're looking for a mechanical keyboard, this is where the problem starts, because usually around 50 bucks, as you can see, you don't really get that. You're not going to get much else than back key lightning. However, there is a way that you can get a lot more if your budget is strict, but you gotta be willing to take a bit of risk. But if you're willing to do that, you can get a whole lot more for those 50 bucks. Now let me present to you the Corsair K63 wireless. So this is a 10 keyless keyboard, so it's slightly smaller, it's a bit slimmer, so you're getting a bit more space over for a bigger mouse mat if you like that. It's got 100% Cherry MX mechanical red switches. Red is a linear switch, but the actuation happens at 2mm and total travel of 4mm. If you're new to switches, you're probably going to love them, as it's a brilliant key switch to start with. And so if this is the first mechanical keyboard you're considering, red is definitely the switch that I would recommend for you, and it's also to this day the most popular switch of them all. Anyway, what makes this keyboard so special is not the key switch or the fact that it's slightly smaller. What makes this keyboard so highly interesting is the fact that you don't have to use the cord. Yeah, that's right, this keyboard's got 2.4 GHz, 1 millisecond wireless radio, as well as Bluetooth. So the first question you might be thinking about, why would you even want a wireless keyboard? Which is a brilliant question, and I am glad you asked, because that was one of the main first questions that I asked myself also before I decided to actually pick it up. See, at first you might not think that you actually need a wireless keyboard, as it doesn't really make much sense. Sure, wireless mice is a good idea, but keyboard, not really that much, right? And that might seem true at first, but what if you had a console or a gaming PC in your living room for example? What would you do then? While it might be possible to have a corded setup, it wouldn't be that practical, and that is, my friends, one of the reasons why the K63 wireless is so special and interesting to me. But here's another question, wireless adds a delay, right? And sure it does. According to Corsair, using the 2.4 GHz radio frequency, you got a 1 millisecond latency. Now I wanted to try and see if I were able to tell the difference between wired and the wireless mode, and honestly, after playing both CSGO and Fortnite, I cannot feel or sense any difference here whatsoever. Now if you have been following this channel for any length of time, you may be aware of that I've been talking about this keyboard a couple of times before, but the reason why I'm talking so much about it is because I think it's so awesome, really. You can use it on both wired and wireless if you want, and everything is super simple. You're getting a USB transmitter that carries all the signals, and you simply just plug it in any of the available USB slots, and this goes for both PC or any console, and you're up and running in seconds. Again, this works flawlessly on both Xbox One and PS4 as well, and I have been gaming tons of Fortnite on it, and I even made a dedicated video showing you everything you need to know about it, and if you want to watch that video you can find that down below. Having the convenience of using this keyboard on both PC and console is really a dream come true for me at least, and what it mainly gives you is the flexibility, and on top of that it pretty much ticks all the boxes of features and such on gaming keyboards at $300, and even at this high $300 price point, not every keyboard keyboard comes with built-in battery and some form of wireless tech in it. So again, you're getting wireless here on both 2.4 GHz radio, and you got Bluetooth as well, and it can be used on any Bluetooth supported device. It is also backlit, although you can only show blue colors here, and so that is worth having in mind. You're also getting a palm rest, which is pretty good actually, and the board can also be tilted, but only one level of tilt, so to speak. Another key feature that I'm actually missing on many high-end boards today are the media buttons, dedicated media buttons I should say, and this is something that is also available on the K63, which is very nice actually. And because it's missing the numpad, it's also a bit more compact. Now if that is a good thing or not, that is entirely up to you, and for another 50 bucks you can get this, and I freaking love this idea. Nowadays I much rather pick keyboard and mouse on console whenever I get the chance to, cause now I can sit in my couch and I can couch play as much as I want, and it's so freaking comfortable. The mat is also big enough for lower DPI. For example, I'm using 400 DPI and I'm able to spin 360 degree in Fortnite with this mouse mat. Now when it comes to wireless, there are a few things to have in mind. Yes, you have to keep an eye on the power level. The keyboard lasts around 75 hours with the lightning completely off, and about 25 hours with low lightning. Now the only thing that I really don't like with this keyboard comes down to the keycaps and the font. Why do gaming companies keep resisting on these ugly looking letters? It is beyond my understanding. Please, can't you just keep it simple? Corsair, yes, they went with their own font. It's not that bad actually, I have seen worse, but luckily you can switch out the keycaps if you want, and you can opt for higher end PBT keycaps. For example, I have already ordered a new set of keycaps. You can see they fit perfectly, but these are minor things if you look at the bigger picture here, and this, my friends, is what makes the K63 wireless so much more valuable than the $6 cheaper Razer Synosa. Now why is this keyboard so cheap, you may ask? Usually the K63 sits at $89, which I bought it for, and it's definitely worth that, but if you're on a strict budget you can pick it up for $49 through something called Amazon Renewed, which means although this keyboard will feel and look like it's new, it has been opened before. They call it pre-owned or refurbished, which means that it has been inspected and tested to work and look like new. So you can read more about this in the link below, but the point is, if you're on a strict budget, this is the smartest way to go about it, and this is in my opinion the far best keyboard you ever find under 50 bucks. For the 50 bucks you're paying here, you're getting so much more value than any other keyboard at this price point. In fact, you're getting far more features than the most keyboards at $150. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be back with a brand new video in just a few days time. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Until then, have an awesome day, right?